So for this webinar, we're going to be covering AI impact on Drupal, personalization, search, and conversions for 2026. My name's Sean. If we can go to the next one, I'm head of
Uh,
sales here, and I'm joined with Satish.
Sounds good. Hi, guys. I'm Satish. Nice meeting you. And thanks for joining this webinar.
Yeah, we appreciate you taking the time today. We also want to remind everyone that we're going through a name change. We're no longer Drupal partners. We're rebranding, and we are now Binary Works. Okay. And what we're going to look at in this webinar today is we're going to look at why AI disruption matters, the shift that's currently happening, the three pillars of this shift, AI personalization, AI search and answer engines, AI optimized conversions, visibility and authority, operational reality, the practical roadmap, and AI ready Drupal, and key takeaways and getting started review. And as I said, if you do have any questions during any of these slides, please use the chat feature and enter your questions there. Okay, so we're going to talk about why AI disruption matters. Kick it off there. So, you know, AI, it's now the first touch point. It's not your homepage. Sorry. So what that means is discovery and decisions happening before users even reach Drupal. So I like to think of this as the pre-click phase is fundamentally changed. Analogy I like to use is users are no longer treating search engines like a library catalog where they're looking for a book. They're treating them like a concierge that reads the books for them. So it's completely changing how people engage with technology and with the websites. So for Drupal site owners, this means that your traffic is becoming thinner in volume, but thicker in intent. So users now, they're using AI answer shapes their experience upstream. So they're going to Google, Bing, search engines, using Gemini, asking their questions there, getting more information. They're not arriving with their decisions, or sorry, they're arriving with their decisions already half made from that information that they've already gathered. So it's not that browse, learn, and decide path that used to be there. Now it's you ask the questions, gather a little bit of data, and then go to the relevant pages. So it breaks the old traditional search cycle that many were used to. So page views now, you can't count those as intent because those page views now could be going to the answer engines and the AI responses. They could be getting the knowledge there. Navigation now is tricky because they're not maybe going to your homepage and going through your internal navigation structure. They could be jumping specifically to the page that has the information and the content that they need or they're searching. And traffic now doesn't always mean readiness. Okay. So Drupal teams now have to learn how to optimize for this. So you have to make sure the interpretability is there for your site. Can AI understand and surface the content of your site in those areas to get in front of people while they're searching and then pull them into your site? Confidence, it's also very important. Does your content validate decisions fast? As technology is speeding up, people are finding those answers faster. So people are left digging through content to find their answers that could create a break where they might jump to another source if that source has more valid or relevant content. And also their decision readiness. Can users act without hunting? So how will you win this now with these changing patterns and structures? So structure, it needs to be scannable modules aligned to intend with strong entities and the metadata. So you want to make sure your Drupal sites are formatted to be captured, to be bubbled up in front of the people, and then to pull them into your site. Okay, now let's take a little bit of a dive into the shift. So as we were talking, things are going from page-centric CMS to intent-centric experiences within the platform. AI is breaking that linear journey, as I've stated, and then Drupal must respond to intent, not pages. Okay? So what breaks with that page-centric Drupal? Like we said, there's no more linear reading assumptions. So people are jumping around. It's fixed order. It used to be fixed order. Now it is intent. And they're no longer single path journeys. There's multiple paths because there's multiple entry points And there's now the flexibility within the technology to create a multiple path system. So, how are users behaving now? As I said, their answer extraction is over browsing. So, they don't want to be digging through the content, they want the content surfaced to them, like that concierge service I said. And they're doing parallel comparisons. Think about it, they're running multiple searches, looking at multiple sources at the same time. And what that means is they're having a lower patience for delays. If there's a delay, if they're not getting information, they're going to bounce someplace that's more responsive. So, what must transform in this environment? So, your teams must now be shifting to intent first components. You need to be understanding your users, what they're looking for, and how to get that in front of them. And then dynamic ordering by signals. So, you want to look at the signals within what the user is doing and move content to them. And then the decision flow also has changed. It's no longer like the page flow. Okay. So sites that understand the meaning of the query or what's going to work. So if a user is searching how to fix my account, the site doesn't look just for those words and match articles to those words. It understands the intent and surfaces the relevant documentation, or it approaches it via a chatbot. And you want to make sure that now your site is having dynamic blocks. So site structure, it's no longer static. AI is going to evaluate real-time behavior and signals to swap out call to action blocks or product recommendations, effectively rebuilding parts of the user interface on the fly for each visitor.
Mhm.
So if we go to the next slide, you can see kind of what the traditional journey used to look like, what the new journey looks like, as we've been mentioning in the previous couple of slides. And with that, I'll pause there and see, does anyone have any questions, any thoughts, any feedback about this?
Mhm.
Nope. Okay, so let's go on to the next slide. So now this is creating a new core challenge for Drupal teams. So when Drupal can't tap to the user intent, teams are going to end up optimizing the wrong things. And what is the business impact of that? So your pages in the past were optimized for the content, not for the decisions. So people in the past, they wanted the engagement, but they weren't focused on the progress that'll lead to that final thing. So it's creating, in the past, it was a slower decision cycle. That time for the decision cycle is speeding up because of the technology and the information behind it. So searches were tuned, but not connected because they existed in their own silos. So there was traffic, but there wasn't always the readiness coming into the site. So now what happens is there's a higher drop off because people are now stuck more in the evaluation phase. So we need to streamline everything for more AI focused user experience because that's what's expected. So you want to make sure there's personalization layered in that's not integrated because you got to keep it flexible and dynamic. So you want to make sure you have the content, but you also want, sorry, focus on the content without the conversion impact is what people were doing before. So they were doing more effort for less revenue lift. So really what's happening is it's breaking that system internally. So the search, the content, and personalization, they're operating in their own silos. They're not connected. Now we have the technology to connect them. In the past, metrics were measured by activity, not by the decision-making process. Now people want to see the results. So Drupal remains a publishing tool, or in the mindset, people think of it as a publishing tool, but really now has to become a growth system. So the fix isn't more features, it's turning Drupal into a system that responds to the user intent. And then with that, I'm going to hand it over to Satish, and he's going to dive more into the 4 pillars of AI for Drupal.
Okay. Thanks, Sean. And um, is there any questions? I am not seeing yet so far. Okay. So yeah. So as Sean was saying that the way people browse and find your site has changed completely, and they're not coming to your site with an idea of reading or researching about it. They already have a predetermined decision made through these AI engines. So when they come to your site, they have a clear intent. All they need is just a proof to confirm that whatever they read is true. So that's why if you look around AI, there are four pillars. The AI visibility, which is available for these engines, is the fourth invisible pillar. But within the Drupal side, there are three key pillars we see. One is for AI-driven personalization, and within the site, AI search and answer engines within the site, I mean, not the chat GPTs and other things. And the third one is the AI optimized conversions. How you make the decision making easier for the users and convert them. So, so this is how Drupal is going to change, and these are the elements like the engagement, the time on the site, the quality, and how much revenue it's bringing in. So those it is going to be impacted, which we will talk about in the next few slides. So we'll see these pillars how they are making an impact. So let's talk on the first one, AI-driven personalization. So some of the challenges like AI-driven personalization is right now, currently, the personalization is more like a layered approach to the website. On top of the page, the personalization acts like a layer. Okay, is if he is coming from any specific location or if the user is identified as a male, the page is just updating with that rather than it is not integrated. The personalization as a layer is not integrated deep in the Drupal, and it creates a lot of things like the segmentation is a separate engine, which is like an outside third party engine that's run outside Drupal, and the models and the segmentation is not dynamic. There'll be Drupal paragraph sections or Drupal blocks. All these will sit on Drupal, and those two things don't talk to each other. And even if there is a personalization, what does that mean is like if he is of this user, show them this page. If he is of and in the later stage of buying cycle, show him the different page, or if he's of this industry, show this page with industry examples. So it's basically you are copying the same content multiple times and showing depending on the user. That's what the current personalization in Drupal is working, and it is again making it more ineffective, and definitely in the world of AI, where the AI engines are coming to your site, they need a validation. They don't want duplicate contents for personalization, right? So that is how the personalization is currently. So how Drupal is going as changing with the new scalable personalization is now you can create this in the layout builder itself. You can make it more modular so that you can make it visible only for certain user type, not visible for other user types. Like for example, the FAQ sections or what are the conditions it needs to be visible. You can configure those kind of things on the layout builder itself, and what are the views, whether if they are going to be in exploratory phase or evaluation phase. So depending on that, the view modes are going to change. Even the taxonomy, uh, earlier it used to be a different kind of taxonomy. Now you can create intent-based taxonomies, and these can be connected. These taxonomies and the page entities, all these can be connected. And Drupal has the ability to do all these things within the system. You don't need a third-party systems with minimal rules and clear mapping. You can make personalization as an part of the platform, not as a separate third-party system. So that is a way that we could see Drupal is winning big. And these are the capabilities, capabilities needed for this new personalization. As I said, the behavioral learning, like what block or paragraphs needs to be visible, or if in case the change in order, all these things, depending on the user's behavior, the system can understand and change it. That's a big win. And NLP, intent detection. Uh, Basically, you try to understand the user's query or what they are looking for in a natural language now, through these AI tools now available, and understand it. And you can also make your pages more personalized based on that. And you don't need to change the entire journey of a user. At least start on the pages where they're landing with the predetermined decisions. Those kind of pages, at least you should start uh, trying this personalization approach. And you can obviously do A/B test and iterate it. So personalizing on the block level is possible with Drupal, and you can easily tag the intent of the users, and you can make it more personally possible with Drupal now. And these are the triggers you could see with Drupal possible eligibility or exceptions. What should be the next step to show for them if they are qualifying this kind of criteria? What should be the next action? These triggers were available with Drupal now. How long you wanted to show content, or what should be the next steps? Those kind of deadline kind of triggers you can set. If there is any specific requirement a user has to meet to show this kind of uh, personalized message, you can do that. Or any specific location, hours, all these things you can do. Coverage rules, proof source, escalation path. These are some of the triggers you can create with Drupal so that you can make your site more AI capable. And what KPIs now matters with Drupal on this with this personalization is how much percentage of the users engagement click through rate is happening on the modules, not on the page level, because they are already coming to your site with the decision. So on the module level, how much people are clicking through, are they coming back again? So those kind of engagement lift you can see. And what are the more relevant recommended sections they are clicking again on your site. If they land to the site, what is the next phase of site? So you can see those things. So the page variation that used to create personalization has been retired now. So now with the limited pages, you can create those kind of personalization. So again, that's again a win. So these kind and obviously with the AI assistant these days helping on the website also, or getting added to the website. Again, those are again helping assisted conversions we call. So any AI chat or any chatbot system, whenever they are stuck on the page, can connect with the user asking if they are in need of any help, and converting them. Those things also matters now. So this is how we see personalization with Drupal, and integrated personalization, I would say, is going to play. So you need to tag the possible intents a user would be coming to a page, and map your contents to those intent, and apply rules, and see how your so this blog for this user type you can make it visible. So those kind of rules you can apply, see how much conversion is happening, measure that if you see that is working out well. Otherwise, rework on the rules, and apply more intent. If there are other intents, add those things, so optimize it. So that's how the personalization is you can achieve with Drupal, with limited resource, with space, limited number of pages. Um, any questions? Right. I don't see any questions. So let me also continue the next section. So the next key session pillar for Drupal with this AI is the AI search and AI answer engines. So when we talk about AI search and AI answer, it is not about ChatGPT. This is about your site search and making a site search like an answer engines. So people are coming to your site uh, with an intent of finding an information or with a proof. So any keywords they are searching, you cannot just go by the keyword again. You need to make sure that it is. Uh, I would say that you have to understand the real intent of the user searching for that keyword. Like maybe there might be a question like, am I eligible for this? Is this product good for me? Am I eligible for this product? Or how do I submit a request? Or is this a course? Uh, is this course right for me? So where do I go from here? These are questions which has a clear intent. There is no matching keywords or based on the keyword you show him the result. They need a specific responses from you for the intent they are having. So that you cannot do with the regular search, the elastic search or the keyword based search. That's a different kind of search you need to show, because people are not going to again look to click or find those things. Uh, so Drupal site can help in that kind of discovery, because but one of the major challenge we see now is the content is flat, the taxonomy is very shallow, and there is no intent or the keyword natural language processing is available in Drupal. So that's why you could see that it's always showing keyword based search result, and it's not in any way monitored. But there are some tools out there like Conversion Box, which is one of our product, where we help clients on making the site content to be more indexable. And also we make NLP, like we analyze the query of the user and process it, what would be the intent, and then show them the right responses rather than just intent. Like, so this is one of the way we make Drupal search to be more AI friendly or more intent NLP based. So identify the pages, what are the entities they have, and what are the taxonomies they are built, and that then you build the answer blocks based on that. So that's why we don't, the normal search won't work. This is an AI driven search, but Drupal, the search engines are not ready for that, but Drupal is ready to provide the information. What are the entities? What level of governance you need, or hierarchies, taxonomies, everything is available in Drupal, but those are not right now getting indexed. We need to index those things, understand the question, and respond based on those available information. So that's how you can make it ready. So currently, Drupal doesn't have an inbuilt search to do it, but with third-party products, you can help in bringing that AI, building the AI answer engines, or building or your own better AI responses to the questions asked by the user. So some of the KPIs you could see for AI is the success. Like, what if you build an AI answer engine on your site for questions people ask, how many users are taking actions based on the responses you provide, what is the speed they are you're getting the response, because though AI answer engines can give some time, but people won't wait for a longer time. So how fast they are getting the responses, what are the topics they are able to cover, so how often they are getting indexed and getting updated with the new freshness. Um, you can work on the AI surfacing, how deep it goes, and understand those concepts. And obviously, what percentage it is repeating, because in AI, always there is one problem, like if a question A is asked, if you ask the same question next time, the response will be different. How much repeat responses it is providing. All those things are KPIs you need to measure. to understand the user intent and improve your search experience on the website. Uh, I have a question. I sent this to the read.ai bot previously. How is the non-linear jumping to specific content with the AI different from the search engine? So the question is, how is the non-linear journey jumping to a content with AI different than from search engines? I'm not very clear, but I'm understanding how is it different with AI. Non-linear journey is different with AI. See, in the earlier case, when a user comes to your site, they come to your site, they read more about your site, and then they make a decision. It's more like browse, learn, and then decide. Now they get those informations in AI answer engines. They come to your site to confirm whether whatever they have read in the AI answer engine is it, are you providing the same kind of confirmation, and they're making the decision. So that is the non-linear approach. Like they don't land onto your home page and go to that specific content. They go to the site at from the AI answer engines. If they have provided you a site as a citations, they go to the specific content and confirm whether the information in ChatGPT that you are on your site is right, and they make the decision. Um, so that's how things changed now. Not sure whether I answered it correctly, but let me know if it
Oh,
is answered.
Latish, if I can, I think there's one more piece to that. So if we're talking about older search engine techniques, you're looking at SEO also, where AI generated answers are going to rise above the SEO. So with SEO, it's not really a validated or trusted source, where when you're looking at the AI snippets, it has the authority behind it to get that placement. So I think one answer could also be that the SEO, you might not be getting the most or best relevant content for what the question is or what the query is that you're searching. So that might be another layer to that question.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So, let me complete the remaining on the AI and search and answer engines. So, how the team can improve is review the your zero results. What are the questions the AI engines were not able to answer on your site? Review those things and optimize them, and also look around what top questions people ask around your website on your site, and try to build more synonyms. All these things you can do. Uh, Always think that to your engine's goal is to make them to make a decision quicker. So if you can do it, try to even give them and link to submit a request or book a meeting. All these things, try to do as quick as possible. So the next topic is around the AI optimized conversions. Um, so as I was said in the AI has changed completely now. So people are coming to your site as a verification rather than to read information. So they come with a pre-informed intent. Journeys are not linear. So what do winners do right now is they understand this shift and try to push the proof upfront, or whatever the answers they are coming with, extractable answers, request to connect with you or book a meeting to the top. So they whatever they come to with proof, showing the proof and booking meetings at the top. That's what they are doing. So Drupal if you are looking to improve Drupal conversions, uh, these sorry, these are the checks we are trying to address. Like it's again more into the personalization thing. whether if the user is eligible, check that. If there is validation, everything done, show them the next step actions like filling the form or book a meeting, all these things. So these kind of fit check, proof check, and next step are the three conversion techniques we use to make it easier for Drupal to decide what kind of proof you want to show at the top. How Drupal orchestrate this is, as we said in the earlier case, it's based on the personalization. So the Drupal, when the user comes to the site with the intent of making a decision, so the system should show what proof to be shown at the top on the user intent, and what proof they are, or any citations if they wanted to show that there, and make them to the next intent of closing them, the next steps. That's what the decision engine should work now, rather than showing them all the other informations. So these are the artifacts, like Drupal artifacts, decision artifacts we call. It's again more eligibility. What is the eligible things? Whether um, yeah, the users are providing the right inputs. All these decision artifacts we call. But before implementing personalization, this decision engine will not work. So work on that first, and then work on the decision engine. So, so the key KPIs that we measure here is number of people dropping off after coming from these AI engines. What is the drop-off percentage? On what page they are dropping off? Is there any AI assistant needed to convert them? Or if there is any unanswered questions, do you think that would have made them to drop off? So those kind of things we measure. So this is our conversion options we see, like review the signals, which is number of people dropping off, or people are leaving due to uncertainty on the information that we provided. Identify those signals, and fix the system, or fix your taxonomies with the intent properly, and show them the right proof there, and show them for the next steps, all these things, and optimize it completely. So this is again a Drupal based decision system you can easily build with AI, and there are modules available to do that now. Um, and the fourth one is around the, I think more that's on the conversion side. And the fourth topic is, again, this is a bonus, I would say. With Drupal, this is possible. Uh, all the users, like most of the websites, are changing the content, everything, to make them more visible in AI engines like ChatGPT, Gemini, or Perplexity. And if you look around, what how this visibility is created, you get it. Is it through authority? If you talk about authority, Drupal provides that kind of authority signals to these crawlable engines. If you look around, what is authority is more like the trusted source selection. Like whenever somebody asks a question, you might have those content, but Drupal is not Drupal. The AI engines are not going to show the whatever that you have shown in your site. They wanted to show the results of authorized content or trusted source only. So, is the information provided by you is right? For example, whether that the author who has written the content, is it a legitimate person, and does you contradict with the content that you shared earlier? In another page, you talk about a different kind of information. If there is any misinterpretation or non-consistency, those kind of things matters when you talk about AI visibility. And and how much are you being referred by the other systems, or how much are being repeated on your site? Those kind of things matters when they are showing your site on these AI engines. So Drupal plays a big role here. If you look around, AI visibility, this again, as I said, um, how Drupal plays a role is Drupal by default have the author in place, or all the articles, if you look around, there will be authors, and there will be an flow of review checks, and everything will be there. So if you are trying to build authority, this is what these, if you look at, if you want to get listed in AI engines, this is the authority, or how to make your site more authoritative. These are the steps people are recommending. Try to identify what are the 20 high intent questions your site can answer. Uh, Add one canonical page like a reference from, or in citations, those kind of things. Try to create more kind of answer block to questions on your page. Try to avoid duplicate dilutions, like writing duplicate contents. These are the things, if you wanted to improve visibility, these are the steps generally people are recommending to do it, which, if you look around, Drupal is able to make these kind of practices more operational, easily possible. The reason is, like, if you look around on the content authority, yeah, the editorial workflow is there. Each content should have a content ownership, like there has to be an author, and it has to be reviewed. And if you look around the source of truth, even the citations and this versioning and metadata responsibilities, and even adding the canonical for references. All these things are predetermined fields and process that are available with Drupal. That is what the new AI engines want. You need those kind of informations for AI, and Drupal provides that as a default practice and default engines. So that's how AI is, the visibility of making your site will be easier with Drupal than any other CMS. So all we have to do is we have to make the practice of using all these things, like AI mentions, like citations. If you are referring to a different site, or some sites you're canonical, adding those things and avoiding the non conflicts, those kind of things you need to measure around your contents now. And these are, maybe sooner or later, many tools would be there to measure the authorities of these pages, to see how authoritative your pages are. So these are the authority KPIs, you need to do it, and Drupal can already is capable of doing that. Um, but these are the KPIs. If you want to list higher in Google's, sorry, not Google's, like Gemini or ChatGPT, try to improve your authority of the content, not just by backlinks. Even the author also matters a lot when he is talking about something. So those kind, build a profile for the author. That way, the system understand this author is a very renowned speaker and or a person, and if it lists out all the contents around the author, it would be again a big indicator for these AI answer engines. And these structure already exists with Drupal. So that's why I say this is a bonus of using Drupal for making a site more visible in these AI answer engines. And the operational reality, if you look around, as I said, Drupal AI will have a big impact, and it's going to stick with Drupal. So AI can make your personalization better. AI is going to can improve the search experience or the discovery experience if they come to your site. And also you can make the conversions faster now with the personalization, and with the next steps assistance, you can make it faster. And of course, the AI, the authority of your site is going to be more important now, so that you will be visible in these AI answer engines. So the real risk is um, misinformation, that, like, if you have conflicting facts within your site, it again signals bad to these AI answer engines. So that alone you need to try to avoid. I think sooner or later, There will be some tools to identify that also. Right now, there are no tools, but there is a real risk around. If you have some conflicting facts for the same problem, the AI systems will get confused and it will try to ignore your site. So that's why we always try to use these guardrails, I would say. Whether adding metadata, synonyms, canonical tags, all these things are important guardrails, and you can have. Um, but the quality guardrails, non-negotiable one. Um, the There should not be any content without a owner or without any citations or designation, proper human reviews. Without that, content approval workflow, without that, you should not publish it on your site. Those kind of quality-based guardrails are important now. So try to have those things for your site for better visibility. Um, So this is again a scale of using with your who owns what, kind of how these guardrails can be implemented. Your marketing team can define the what are the intents the users are coming to your site and what are the questions we need to win. They can define. Your content team can develop the content. Authors can develop that with the proof first approach, right? Previously, content writers used to write lot of content, lot many words to make it content heavy kind of things. I don't think that is not required anymore. Try to show the proof faster and show it as quick as possible to the user and even to the AI answer engines. If you have these AI answer engines on your site or AI assistant on your site, they should be able to respond to them instantly or faster. And your tech teams will be there to implement this search and optimize the site. And most importantly, the analytics and growth needs to be analytics team. We have to measure um, how many users are coming to your site and what are the zero result keywords you're getting, what kind of actions they are taking. So again, these kind of guardrails, if you have a big team, this is how you have to set those guardrails for them. Um, yeah. So the monthly thing should be to improve. Again, these are basic steps we talk about. How you can improve pages with zero results, and how to you can improve your source of truth pages, like what are the top 20 questions and how you can add more authority to those response pages. You can work on these things. Again, a quick overview of how you can see wins with the effort that is required to do. For example, making a site more like having an answer engines or AI search implementation on your site. The effort required is medium. By default, Drupal doesn't have it, but third-party platforms like Conversion Box can help in making a site more AI-based answer engines or search. And the ROI would be instant because people will get instant responses. There will be an high impact on conversions. And obviously, AI optimized conversion, again, the things are easier. Identify what are the pages you are getting driving traffic from the AI answer engines like ChatGPT or Gemini, and create those proof at the top and next steps. Those kind of conversions you can easily build. But personalization, if you look around, it's a time-consuming process. Adding tag intent, taxonomy, and mapping the blocks with the intent user visibility, applying rules. It's an high-intensive task, but over the period of time, your entire site would be more personalized for users' decision making. So, but it again, it's a huge win in our opinion if you do that. And the next question is the practical roadmap for AI ready. So, so AI, again, for AI, the Drupal is already has these kind of benefits. It has the entity approach, like the program services, policies, or those kind of things is already you can create as an entity, and you can create governance much easier in Drupal because of adding taxonomies, synonyms, mapping canonical tags. All these things can be easily managed with Drupal, and you can enforce metadata, semantical retrieval. Those things are possible, and even the authority, like adding proof links with canonicals, everything is possible with adding canonical sections is possible with Drupal. So, in our opinion, Drupal is already A ready. We need to identify those KPIs and start optimizing your site. That's what we should do. So one of the common pitfall people do with when they are trying to make their site more AI friendly or more AI optimized for decision making. So they buy a lot of tools before fixing basic things like taxonomy or metadata. Without adding those things, if you're trying to use even AI answer engines, if you're trying to build it, will not be work out. Even without a clear segmentation, if you're trying to build a personalization, it will not work out. Or having everything in PDF. So those things are common pitfalls. But again, those things you can easily fix with the AI. You can add AI-based taxonomy, AI-based metadata quicker now. So, but you have to spend time in doing that. That's the only thing. So, if you look on the roadmap, so basically it will take in 0 to 3 months, you can create those taxonomies, and you can easily work on implementing these. In case if you're looking to implement the personalization, identify what would be the answer engines, what would be the decision systems you need to prepare. All those things, it will take some time. Building your AI answer engines might be done quicker, that the time frame is quicker, but overall, at least 6 to 12 months of time you need to build an optimized AI enablement on your site. But it is a continuous, it's not going to be a one-time thing. It is going to be a continuous process. Uh, but you can start somewhere, at least make your site more AI, at least build the AI answer engine on your site to respond to some questions. So the key takeaways and getting started, as I said, the personalization is changed now. Like it is intent driven now. Search is not anymore going to be keyword based one. It's going to be semantic search. Conversions or again a proof of validation. They're coming to your site. Try to provide the proof and ask them to take the next steps. And obviously, your site's authority has to be improved to get more visible in this AI tools. So yeah, and most importantly, try to make this authority. You have to have some guardrails and measure how your content is created. All these human validations. So have those guardrails in place. Yeah. Any questions? So you can easily book an audit call with us so that in that link you can easily book an AI readiness audit call. We'll analyze your site, see what kind of features we can implement first. But the basic thing we always recommend for our clients is AI answer engines. So that's something we recommend you can try that first. So we'll send you the link for to test whether your site can be tested for AI readiness or not. But any other questions? There's a question, will the AI generated notes would be available after this call? Definitely. We'll be sending the meeting notes and also the recorded webinar. Um, available in YouTube, all these things along with the presentations, and most importantly, the link after this call. So you can play around it and see. And whenever you are ready, you can try out this one. And I hope we are on time to this end of this meeting. Thanks for time.